Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Tuesday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for the next few days, including the extreme cold that is impacting some of the region over the next couple of days here. Starting with the satellite imagery, looking at the nighttime view here, you can see only a few tiny areas of fog across Western Washington, otherwise completely clear, which is what allowed us to get so cold overnight. Let's take a look at current temperatures. This is as of 7:37 a.m. there. You can see most of the Puget Sound area in the low to mid-20s, outlying areas near the foothills in the mid-teens. You can see Olympia all the way down to 16 degrees, the coast in the mid to upper 20s. Moving to the north, you can see areas like Bellingham down in the low 20s there, and similar for most of the northern part of the Puget Sound region. Taking a look in the mountains, you can see it's just super cold out there. Over in Leavenworth, it looks like it's about 2 degrees. It looks like we're going about -1 at Snoqualmie Pass, 5 in Ellensburg, and then down at Paradise on Mount Rainier, it's 2 degrees there. Also, take a look at the coldest spot in in Washington State, the Methow Valley there, out near Winthrop and Twisp, -16 there currently. Looks like that is their current low, -16 degrees. That is pretty crazy. So, but take a look, even some of these temperatures across the Puget Sound area, low 20s, that is pretty significant for some of the metro area. Taking a look at dew points, it's extremely dry out there right now. You can see the dew points across the metro are in the mid-teens, in the negatives as you go into eastern Washington, and then you can see also up exposed to that cold Fraser outflow that's also very dry, single-digit dew points up in parts of Whatcom County as well. So you can see that what we're talking about here, that northerly flow, it looks pretty light on this forecast, but you can see as we go through today, you get that northerly wind down Puget Sound, and that light northerly then turning easterly flow just continues over the next few days through Wednesday into Thursday. You can see it really picking up there Wednesday night into Thursday ahead of our next system that has some uncertainty with it. And as long as we have that offshore flow, it's going to remain cold and dry. You can see we have that offshore flow continuing through Thursday before weakening and just kind of turning slightly southerly before a frontal system that we have moving into the area this weekend. Taking a look here at the European model forecast for dew point. So you can see 8 a.m. here. It's doing pretty well, showing those dew points in the teens across parts of western Washington there and in the negatives across eastern Washington. We are going to zoom in to western Washington so we can get a better look at what those dew points are going to be. As we go through today, you can see those gets even drier there through the day today with those dew points remaining in the teens, maybe boosts up a little bit tonight, and then as we go into Wednesday, our dew points are going to drop into the single digits across a lot of western Washington. You can see Wednesday morning there, it's showing a dew point of 3 degrees at SeaTac Airport. It continues to be very dry through Wednesday and then into Thursday. And this is just telling you that as we have that offshore flow, it brings in a lot of dry air before we start to moderate that a little bit Thursday night. So it's going to feel very dry out there. Your throat's probably going to be pretty dry. Your hands are going to be dry. This is extraordinarily dry air for western Washington. When you get dew points in the single digits to mid-teens, that's pretty significant. Now taking a look at high temperatures. So you can see this is the National Blended Models for today. So you can see today, Tuesday, highs are going to reach only the mid to upper 30s across most of western Washington. Whatcom County likely only in the low to mid 30s. Even the Seattle metro area could only stay in the mid 30s. We go into Wednesday, we warm up a bit with highs up into the low 40s for most of the area except the upper 30s north of Everett. Then you can see as we go into Thursday, with that system moving in, it's a little bit uncertain on where cloud cover and lower high temperatures are going to be. You can see generally from Olympia northward highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. South of Olympia highs in the mid to upper 30s there on Thursday. As we go into Friday, we warm up region-wide with highs in the low 40s. Now what we all want to talk about, those low temperatures overnight. This is looking at Wednesday morning's lows. Now this is the National Blended Models forecast, which was a few degrees too warm this morning, so it's a very good possibility will be a tad bit colder than what it's showing here for Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning, this forecast is showing lows in the low 20s around the Puget Sound metro areas there, and then south of the metro area out toward Tacoma and Olympia, you're getting lows in the upper teens, mid-teens, and outlying areas, especially from Everett northward. And you look along I-5 from Everett north, you're in the mid to upper teens there. Coast in the mid-20s, mountains in the single digits there, maybe down toward -5 or so. As we go into Thursday morning, we remain chilly, but we warm up a bit. Metro area into the mid-20s. Outside of the metro area to the south and to the north in the upper teens to low 20s. Friday morning, we warm up further. Areas from Everett southward will reach the upper 20s to low 30s. Areas from Everett northward will remain in the mid-20s. As we go into Saturday morning, we warm up again with highs with lows there in the low to mid 30s for most of western Washington. And then as we go into the weekend, Sunday morning there, you can see lows finally get above freezing for the whole of the lowlands with lows in the mid to upper 30s. Now, another thing to take a look at here is the wind chill. So apparent temperature here on the European model, you can see we're looking at 7 a.m. Tuesday, so that is just about right now as I'm filming this video. You can see those feels like temperatures are in the upper teens to low 20s across most of western Washington. However, take a look at Whatcom County there with those wind chills of -5 to 5 degrees. As we go through the day today, obviously that warms up, but take a look at Wednesday morning here. Our coldest morning, get a little bit more offshore flow, and you can see that wind chills in the Puget Sound area are in the mid-teens to low 20s. Those areas, some of those areas exposed to the gaps there with those wind chills nearing the single digits, including around Enumclaw and then up by Everett and then up toward Mount Vernon, and then of course the Fraser River outflow there near Bellingham with wind chills in the single digits. Take a look at the mountains though. With some of that easterly flow through the mountains, you're going to get wind chills at places like Snoqualmie Pass down toward -10 to -15 degrees. And then out toward eastern Washington here, take a look at Spokane. You got wind chills of -5 to -10. So if you do know folks out in eastern Washington, please tell them to be prepared for these pretty cold temperatures, especially those wind chills on Wednesday morning there. As we go into Thursday morning, you can see it's going to be another chilly one with our feels like temperatures there, especially across eastern Washington. But take a look at western Washington. Again, feels like temperatures with the wind chill there in the mid-teens to low 20s. Eastern Washington, you're looking at -15 to -20 across Spokane. That's just pretty dangerous. You just got to try to stay inside when you got wind chills like that. Same thing in the mountains, -5 to -15 degrees. Feels like temperatures there on Thursday morning. So it's going to be bitterly cold. Be sure to take precautions. Drip your faucets. Bring inside your pets. Protect your plants that may have sensitivity to cold temperatures. And, of course, be sure to protect your pipes as well if that is something you need to do. Now taking a look here at our next weather maker, this system is moving up out of the south on Thursday there. You can see it moves into Oregon, and then you can see the uncertainty is how far north does this band of snow make it before moving out of the area. This would be a deformation band, but would have to battle that extremely dry air we were talking about at the beginning of the video. And with this very light precipitation, it's hard for me to see that any significant snow would fall out of this just because it's so dry. So you can see that pushes out of the area by Friday, and then we do have another frontal system that's likely going to start impacting the area by Saturday mid-morning there. So taking a look again at the snow from that system on Thursday into Friday, you can see the European model shows potential for some snow basically south of Tacoma, but again, this even is uncertain based on how dry the air is. You can see anywhere really from Tacoma northward doesn't have much of a shot for anything more than a dusting. And the mountains through Sunday get about another foot of snow, so that's good to see. You can see areas from Olympia southward could get 1 to 3 inches. But again, this forecast has been flopping back and forth a lot, and it is kind of uncertain. So stay tuned for coming videos about this situation. As always, be sure to subscribe to me here on Western Washington Weather YouTube. Click subscribe, ring that notification bell, like, and share these videos. And also follow me on Blue Sky, the Western Washington Weather Facebook group, and on Twitter. So thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all later.